Hello and welcome. Been a while since we streamed. We're just sitting here staring at our friend Mr. Bald Eagle. We're also watching. So a few minutes ago, this was about 8 feet wide. The tide's rolling in. And this water over here that you see, you can't hardly see it on camera but you can kind of see it almost as a pond. That wasn't there 20 minutes ago. So you're going to be able to see it here pretty dramatically. I don't know if y'all want to watch videos, if y'all want to watch eagles, or the eagles over here. He's friendly. I have photos of him. I just moved that so that it was right back in the camera reflection. He let me walk all the way up to the base of the rocks. He's like, yeah, you don't bother me. There's another eagle flying right behind him, right about there. Yeah. And he had 2 or 3 friends. Oh, there's one right out there where that guy's going to land. There's another eagle. Yeah. And there's 2 more eagles. Right. Oh, get the camera. Those guys right there. Those are both eagles right there. It's all the salmon commercial fishermen hanging out. There's a bunch of boats behind us too. They're going to be rolling out as soon as that tide gets pretty deep. So the Ninilchik River is where we're at. We're in Ninilchik, Alaska. We're just stopping. We went down to Homer today and Anchor Point. We didn't do any fishing. Oh, look at that. That eagle's coming in. Oh, went too far. There's 3 eagles on that little spit right there. But if you ever come to the Kenai, you have to go to Homer. You have to go to the Salty Dog and admire the $700,000 bills that are stuck to the wall with people's names on it. Amber, Jude, and I have ours. I have at least $4 or $5 in that place. My name on it. I guess that's a little bit of a fallacy. Oh, look, here comes another one flying in. Oh, let's see if I can get him. I got to zoom in too far. There he is. That's another eagle. I think Ninilchik in Russian must mean eagles, because they're everywhere. Now the little dark spots in the background, to the right here, like right down there, it's kind of neat. That's actually coal. It's like legit, like coal, like you would mine. And I was telling my son, when I first came here, you can see the waves coming in. You see those waves? That's actually tide. There's almost no wind. That's literally the tide rolling in. They said it's 21 feet today. So, I don't know what the maximum I've ever seen is, but I have seen it where this river like literally stops flowing forward and starts flowing backward through this cut. I was kind of hoping it'd happen. I would say in the next 20 minutes to 30 minutes, that peninsula will be gone. And at some point, in pretty dramatic fashion, come on, I have it really zoomed in. This is gonna cut through. But I was telling my son, the first trip to Alaska, some almost 30 years ago now, probably. I was 12 or 14. And the locals, Alaska's changed a lot since then. I mean, I like what it's like now to some degree, but I really liked what it was like then. But we saw locals going out on these big chunks of coal on the beach in Homer with pickaxes. And they were pickaxing the coal down into chunks that they could carry. And they were using that to heat with. It was really, really neat. So we've had quite the adventure the last few days. We really just haven't had any. I mean, you can see. I mean, that's about all the sun we've been getting, even though it's daylight all the time. It's like 10, almost 11 o'clock right now. And I think we lose about 15 minutes of daylight a day now. So it's like, you know, by mid-August, it'll be almost a regular day again. But the cloud cover and the rain has just been ridiculous. So right now I'm running the Starlink off of the engine because I just can't charge my batteries with solar. And ironically, you can't buy a small generator in this state. You want to buy a generator big enough to power a skyscraper? Absolutely. But small generator, even the ones that go on Marketplace, they're like, as soon as you try to buy it, they're gone. But the if we're still here in like mid-August, there'll be a lot going on there. So because people fly in and they buy generators for whatever they need, and then they'll put them back on Marketplace before they fly out. So there will be a flood of generators, probably sometime before we leave. Yeah, look. I mean, that peninsula is like almost gone. Yeah. It's wild. You can see now the ripples are running. Oh, I'm turning evidently. You can see the ripples of the tide are running up. They're just coming in. The Ninilchik River is a legit. Oh, look. Let me see if I can get him. There he goes. I'm not going to go. Flew right. So there's a lot of juvenile eagles. This is a mature bald eagle. I think it's 2 to 4 years that they kind of are just all brown or a little bit of like fleck in them or whatever. But we saw in on the Russian River Kenai confluence, and maybe I'm wrong, but we saw eagles that look identical to golden eagles. I don't know that they have golden eagles in Alaska, but a golden eagle is so much bigger than a bald eagle, and these eagles were huge compared, like even side by side. We had one instance where they were sitting in like a tree on 2 different branches, like side by side, and the other eagle was like a foot taller than the bald eagle and just massive. I mean, wingspan, everything. So I still think they're gold. I mean, they look like golden eagles to me. But anyway, pretty massive and pretty spectacular. If you like bald eagles, you can definitely find them on the Kenai. That's for sure. Look at that tide rolling in now. Like I said, the ocean's basically just flat calm. So any waves you see down there, that's all tide. Just rolling in. You can see at the tail end of that, the river current's actually starting to kind of move backwards right there at the tail. As that volume of water, as the tide rolls up, you get a lot more water, and you'll start seeing that river current will just disappear. Max, we're in a Russian town, brother. We're in Ninilchik, Alaska. They speak Russian-ish here. There's a Russian Orthodox church. You could have gone to church with us today. Just saying. Oh, okay. Got you. Yeah, we'll catch you up, Max, on Discord for sure. What time is it in Russia right now? Question mark. And Leslie says hi. Oh, hello. Oh man, it's just so cool to me to watch the tide roll in here. Like, oh, he's gonna fly right at us. Watch. Whoop. That's a bald eagle. It's what? In the morning. Okay. What's Russia like today, Max? I'm curious. We're surprisingly close to you. As a matter of fact, I thought I saw Russia on the blip of the crest of the sea not too long ago. You know, those flat earthers say that, you know, with a powerful enough telescope, I should be able to see Russia from here. Saw our first sea otters today, hanging out down by Homer. It almost looks like one. I can't zoom in. Oh, he just did. No, he's still floating. It's probably a seagull, but somewhere like out in here. I love sea otters, man. They're so cute. Oh, you're sharing the same clouds we're sharing. I got you. Awesome. We had a little bit of car problems in Soldotna, Alaska, which is about maybe 20 minutes from where we're at, maybe 30 minutes from where we're at, give or take. Look at that. And you see how the river just kind of disappears? It's so crazy. So the going down the road, and we threw a serpentine belt, like shredded it. Our belt tensioner decided it didn't no longer. Yeah, we definitely felt like Seattle here for a few days. It was kind of weird the day that we broke down. And I say broke down, the car still ran. We just didn't have a water pump, so we couldn't run very far. Luckily, we were only about 4 miles out of town, so we like coasted back into town. You like run like a mile, shut it off, run like a mile, shut it off. But we got back into town and literally lived at Napa because they were the only ones that could get our parts to us in a reasonable time, and they charged me for it exponentially. So they were professionally draining my my bank account. But we got that fixed yesterday, or was it today? It was yesterday, right? Yeah, yesterday. And then we went to a really cool lake in Kasilof, Alaska, which is just a little south. Matter of fact, that's probably where we're going to sleep tonight. Because tomorrow, we actually get our suspension fixed, which is nice. We've been trying to fix our alignment since Bozeman, Montana. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's about right. We only had like 4 minutes or 4 miles to go, and some of it was downhill, so like we could like coast down the hill, and the engine wouldn't heat up that bad. It's scary how fast that tide comes in. I'm telling you, it goes out just as fast too. And so, to give you perspective, if you've never seen it, that last piece of coal, let me see if I can get y'all focused in on it. So you see the big rock in the screen. You can see how the sand turns two different colors, or it's really like rock. It's like gravel down there, but it looks like black sand. Where that sand turns two different colors there, that's where the tide will be in 2 hours. That's how much water will come in. It's unbelievable here. I really like if there were fish in this river, which there aren't right now. This is kind of a silver salmon and king salmon. So there might be some kings in here, but you can't fish them. But if there were fish in this river right now, this is when you'd fish it, because all those salmon would be coming in on the tide. So it'd almost be too late now, to be honest. But it depends on what the river looks up behind us. But yeah, it's pretty cool because those salmon, they'll just sit out there kind of where all these boats out here are anchored. They're all commercial salmon boats. And either they're anchored, more than likely, they're anchored because the little harbor behind us is like stocked full, and some of these are pretty big boats. Or some of these smaller ones, like over here to our left, like some of those guys way out there. So I can get y'all to focus. My focus has no focus. Anyway, here, let's try it this way. Yeah, anyway, those guys. There's a marina. Oh, you can see it. Here, I just put y'all out the window real quick. There's a marina. There must be 100 of those boats right in there. The last time I was here 20 years ago, here we go. There were boats that were trying to make it, and they couldn't make it before the tide got too low, so they literally just ended up in the mud out there, just laying on their side until the tide came back in. It's about 12 hours between tides, so that's pretty good nap time for the commercial guys. Yeah. Isn't that wild? No wind. It's just literally tide. Oh, how about we get y'all back up there? Sometimes the Osmo has its own mind set up. I can't look at him while I'm streaming Mr. Max, but I will look at him after the stream. We're not going to stream too terribly long today. We still have about 35-40 minutes of a drive before we go find our home for the night. But it's actually been kind of interesting. We probably could have streamed last night, but we would have had to run the car like I'm doing now. And we didn't want to disturb anybody else that was kind of milling about, enjoying the ambiance. So, and the have to is kind of a weird thing. We have so much salmon now that we have to keep it frozen. And so we have to run the freezer really cold to keep the salmon frozen, and we have to run it all night long. And if our batteries are charged by the sun all day, then we're fine. But if they're not, then about 4 o'clock in the morning, we run out of battery. So we just keep it super cold, and then we run out of battery at about 4 o'clock in the morning. We get up around 6 or 8, and we kick on the van, and then we go do something for like an hour, and then we can get that freezer back down. And like I said, we've been trying to get a generator for days. You know, one that's what we need, what we want, and is not ridiculously priced. Because we found some for like $2,000, you know, for like a $700 generator. And we're like, yeah, no, that's not what we're looking for. So they know what they have, right? I mean, it's like it erases the river. Yeah, that river was like, you could see it where the camera's focused now. And now you can. Hey, have you check the price of sending? Go to Tanner's Fish Processing in Alaska and check the price of sending salmon. I'm sure they have it on their website. We have about 50 pounds. It's like, well, it's even worse than it sounds, because it's like $600 or $596 to ship it. But then they require you to have them vacuum seal it and flash freeze it, which is another $2.65 or 45 cents a pound. So by the time you're done, it's like $609 or $700 and some odd dollars. I was like, yeah, no, I love salmon, but I don't need. And we caught those salmon in 3 days. So, and we have another 4 days on the river coming up. So we have this idea. I don't know if we're going to do it. I'm pretty sure I will. But if the salmon are going to be in there like I think they're going to be in there, they're going to be a lot more salmon than what we had before. That means we'll have 4 days, 18 salmon a day. So, yeah, do the math. We'll probably have 200 or 300 pounds of salmon. So, my thought is that there's two thoughts, really. One is that we go buy a canner and we just can the shit out of a bunch of salmon. But then we have to figure out where the hell we're going to store it and not break it because it's all glass. But ideally, we have that 100 and whatever quart cooler on the back. So we could just turn the cooler into like a cannery storage, and we'll end up with just a boatload of canned salmon. And then we'll still have 50 pounds of fresh frozen salmon. But the other idea, and I'm really liking this idea, is I kind of want to roll down into the middle of Soldotna and just break out the Blackstone and just start cooking salmon and like making salmon tacos and just hand it out to people. Here you go, have some salmon. We caught too much. We don't know what to do with it. Have some salmon. Please, no, really, eat more. So, I don't know how Soldotna will look at that, but it might be fun until we're kicked out. But the canning is an idea that we're really tossing around. It makes a lot of sense. We can't really smoke it. We don't have, I'd like to smoke it also. We could do that, but I don't really have the resources to do that. There was another idea, like if we catch a whole lot. I do know we've stayed at a lodge down here before, like multiple times, and they have a smokehouse. And I was, we could give them a bunch of our salmon for use of their smokehouse. So that's an idea also. Just thinking of ways to try to, retain the resource and okay. Well, he's got to go where? Oh, okay. Well, good luck on your interview, Max. You're due, buddy. You're due. I don't know how long it's been. There's an eagle right here, guys, right? Oh, come here. I don't know who let me zoom in. Ah, this thing's so finicky sometimes. It's right. No. Quit AIing me. There you go. There's an eagle. Oh, he's got a fish in his claw, in his talon. Dragging it up on the... Oh, no. Get back in frame. Where are you going? You're missing the good part. It's so fuzzy, I know. Yeah, he's actually eating some sort of fish on the beach right there. Amber got a really good picture or video of one on the Anchor River with a big rainbow trout and its talon. Give you an idea. That's how much zoom I have there. So from here, he just looks like a little itty bitty speck. But yeah, so you'll see those on Facebook and Instagram, either in a short or we'll take a couple stills out of the video. I really think it doesn't show up on the camera. The camera shows it maybe just a smidge brighter. You almost can't even see that boat on camera. But this boat, with all its lights on it, looks awesome to the naked eye. Like that boat right there. On camera, everything looks kind of gray, but here it's like a mixture of gray-blue, right? And those boat lights just hanging out there look pretty cool. Kind of jealous, to be honest. Alright, let's go. Oh, it doesn't want to zoom back out now. You're stuck in forever zoom. Let's go back over here. Look at that. It's so crazy. The river's not completely gone yet, but it's like a little trickle. You can kind of see, let's see if y'all can see it. So the tide's really moving right now, and if you look right there, you see the tide line. As the water keeps coming in, that once that tide line gets closer to the shore, you're going to start really seeing it bump. It's almost like, I mean, it's not, but it's almost like a tsunami, right? It's just coming in. And really, so I call it a tide line, but what that is that's the river flowing out into the ocean and the ocean pushing back, right? And so the harder the ocean pushes back, the closer that will get to shore. Sometimes you'll see like a kelp line also, but I don't see one. Yeah, there might be one over here. Let's see if y'all can see that. Maybe. So, yeah, I don't know that y'all can see it, but it looks like there's a pretty big kelp line. If you're ever out in a boat out here and you see a big kelp line, don't run over it. Try to go around it if you can. I mean, sometimes you can't because they're miles long. But a lot of times they'll, driftwood and all kinds of crazy shit will get caught up in there. Lines, not like fishing line, but like dock lines and crab pod lines and all that shit. And you roll over it in your boat and you catch it in your screw, and it's all over. And these are some dangerous waters to be stranded out in, for sure. There's quite a few boats out there, but there's also a lot of work. All right, well, I think we're gonna call it a night. So when we get cool opportunities, we'll drop some lives here, and one of these days when we slow down enough, I'll put out some long videos. Until then, we're gonna keep doing the captain's log on Facebook, and we'll do shorts on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Sometimes we repost the same ones, sometimes we do different ones on each. So and X, I forgot. I haven't really been putting much on X right now, but we're kind of in fishing mode, so it's kind of hard for me to hold the camera and the fly rod, if you know what I mean. But until then, I hope y'all are all having a wonderful life, and I hope you have an adventure planned. And even if you don't have an adventure planned, just throw a bunch of shit in a 20-year-old Sprinter van and drive 5,000 miles. It will be an adventure, I promise. So, thank y'all all for your support, and we will catch y'all maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day. We're going to be back on the Russian, and I'm hoping that I can get a signal. Earlier when we were on the Russian, we were too far away from the actual river. But if I can get a signal all the way down at the river, I'll do a live down at the river, maybe with Jude fishing or something. So we'll see. But the reds should be coming in. It's like 100,000 fish coming through the weirs. So yeah, they're on their way if they haven't got there yet. So, all right, we'll check y'all later.